New creators are often tempted to spend thousands of dollars on 4K camera equipment, microphones, and a computer to research, write, and edit their videos on. But the truth is that many creators are already very successfully creating content using their phones, and you could be one of them. Let's start with your video. Regardless of if you're using an Android or Apple device, there are many ways to record using your phone. The most obvious being the built-in camera app, but these built-in apps sometimes have issues as they record in variable frame rate as opposed to constant frame rate. This can lead to some issues in your editing software, which is a little bit annoying, but you can work around them with a couple tools. Instead of this though, using apps like Filmic Pro or Blackmagic Camera, you can get much more granular controls which are very similar to using a real camera. And using these apps can help you learn to use a professional camera in the future. Be really careful though, because a lot of these video related tasks really push phones to their limits, and because of that, your battery and storage space can disappear very quickly. But if your phone supports it, you can actually use these apps with a cheap capture card to record your phone's output directly in OBS, which is a great option for streamers and gaming creators. Now, if you're not in the market for a capture card and you still want to use your phone on your computer, there are a couple options such as Droid Cam for Android or Epoch Cam if you're on iOS. These apps can help you use your phone with an OBS and potentially even a microphone, but we'll get into that just a little bit later. After setting up the app in both your computer and your phone, you'll be ready to make content in no time. Your results may vary depending on the phone and the app you're using, but regardless of what you have, some lighting would make a huge difference. We've seen that phones are very capable under the right conditions, so with just a little bit of extra effort, we can try and make those conditions ourselves. The phone I'm using for this shot is a 4-year-old Samsung S21, and all things considered, I think it looks pretty damn decent. You're not going to get the absolute best image quality out of a mobile phone, but blurry backgrounds and super sharp images aren't going to get you a million views. I highly suggest that you just focus on the actual content of your video and take advantage of your phone's strengths instead of its weaknesses. For example, due to their small size, it's much easier to get unique shots and camera angles that you wouldn't be able to get with a larger camera. And since phones are also much more discreet and inconspicuous, they can help you feel a lot less awkward if you're somebody who films outdoors or in public. Now let's talk about audio. Due to the sheer importance of audio, I highly suggest that you save up for a half-decent microphone. There are plenty of cheap options regardless of the content that you make, but if you're really unable to, a phone can be very serviceable while starting out. The free Road Reporter app can be very helpful if you're looking for an alternative to what's built into your phone, and is what I'm using to record what you're listening to right now. Using a separate device to your camera can be a little daunting at first, but synchronizing your audio is actually pretty simple. Once you hit record in both your camera device and your audio device, all you need to do is just clap. Then in your editing software, you can line up the parts where the audio spikes on both your camera and audio device. If you're using DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro, you can also just completely automate this process with just a few button clicks. Just like with any other microphone you might have, you need to make sure that you're speaking nice and clearly and that you're not blowing out your audio by being too close to the mic. Now, if you're feeling just a little ambitious, some research into microphone technique, some compression, mild noise reduction, and a very minor amount of equalization can go a long way. And look, like with camera talk, this is not going to sound the best, but it can sound reasonably nice. Nice enough for your viewers to focus on whatever message you're trying to share with them. What I'm saying is that content is king. And as long as your content is interesting enough, your viewers aren't going to be paying attention to the minute details of your audiovisual configuration. You can worry about those little details later on, because what you should be doing is learning about the contents of this video that the algorithm has specifically picked out for you to watch. I'm Ben from NewTubers. Thanks for watching.